Greetings and welcome. Hey, today I'm doing a quick and dirty comparison between some of the more popular, or at least more talked about S&P 500 option-based income funds. I thought about putting this off another month to capture more of maybe like a full quarter's distribution cycle. And because one of the funds here is really new and has only had 2 distributions so far, but I was in the middle of looking at some things for my own accounts and thought I'd just go ahead and throw a video together. We will look at price return, distributions, and total return relative to the S&P 500 represented by the SPY for our purposes here. This is not an exhaustive list or an exhaustive review of all of even the funds mentioned, but I did make sure to include the new TappAlpha TSPY FinTech powered fund. And by FinTech, they mean AI. I'll probably do a video each for the NASDAQ and Russell based funds as well, but I will likely time those towards the either towards the end of the year or the first of the new year. And I don't know, maybe I can get disciplined enough to just make this maybe a recurring thing that's done periodically, every quarter, every 6 months, maybe something like that, if there is sufficient interest. But for our purposes, we'll just call it Income Fund Mortal Kombat.
It has begun!
SPYT, ISPY, SPYI, XDTE, TSPY. Fight!
Okay, so here we go. So if we look at, we just look at the SPY, we can see that since the start date for this comparison, which is August 15th, 2024, which I used because it was the first day of trading for the TSPY fund at the bottom of this list. We can see the S&P 500 is up about 8.4% in the period ending, basically, I think it was Friday of last week, so November 22nd. And then if we just look at all of these funds, interestingly enough, TSPY has tracked closest to the index in maintaining the underlying value of the fund. So again, we haven't looked at total returns yet or distributions or anything, but we're going to go ahead and mark that. Let's see. Let's mark it green. Clearly the winner there. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at distributions. As you can see, at almost $3.50 paid out over the evaluation period here. XDTE, far and away the winner in that category. So we'll go ahead and mark that box green for them. SPYT, which is specifically intended to be an income fund targeting around 20% annual yield. You see it came in, second place, not horrible, but when we look at the price performance of the fund relative to the index, that's really not so great. And we can see bottom of the list, outside of the index, of course, is TappAlpha's fund. Now, what's notable about this is that they've only had 2 distributions because the fund launched in August. The first distribution was not until October 4th. So actually, if we were to adjust that by throwing about another, based on the previous 2 distributions, if we were to add another 28 or 29 cents onto that, we're going to be a little bit closer to 80, 85 or more cents. So, and actually, let's change that and see how this would have affected those numbers. And this is one of the reasons I thought about holding off on this a little bit. So you can see it gets up to about 1.09%, which would put it third on this list, but it's not official, so we're going to take it back out. What we are going to do, though, is we're going to go over and we are going to take a look at the total gain or loss and total distribution, total return, I should say. And so as you can see, just the SPY itself, it looks like about almost 8.7%. And if we go down the list here, we see SPYT not has not done horribly. ISPY up in the 8% range. SPYI, our friends at Neos, a little bit of work to do. XDTE tracking pretty close to that index. And there's another distribution. Basically the ex-dividend date was today as I'm recording this. But here's what's really curious. We get down to the bottom of this list and we've got TSPY beating the index. And actually, if you throw in the distribution, the other distribution to the XDTE fund that came out today, it would be beating the index as well. So this is really interesting. The AI FinTech powered TappAlpha, they're at almost 9%. So, and as noted before, if they'd had an additional month's worth of distribution in here, that would be a really, really solid number. So we are going to declare TSPY the winner of this kind of quick and dirty comparison.
TSPY wins. Flawless victory.
So for a little verification, we can go to Seeking Alpha and we can put the different tickers in here. I even threw in really more of a comparable analog to some of these others than SPYT is, but Defiance's Zero DTE Income ETF WDTE. I don't hear that one talked about as much, and I think I know why. If you look at the total return, we're at just under 5% on the chart here. But as we look at this, we can see they've got the SPY just under 9%. We click over here, XDTE 9.33, TSPY at 9.39, and again, that's on the total return chart. So I think this will be fun to continue to track and revisit periodically. As always, of course, past performance is no guarantee of future results. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe to the channel if so inclined. I hope you are having a fantastic day and week and that all of your trades are green. Take care.